It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, Sarah Foreheads here today. Ethan is off again today. He will be joining me again tomorrow morning, so hopefully you will tune in for that. Most kids getting back to school today after spring break, so hopefully you have a great day. Back to school, back to work. It is time to hit the books. All right, we will begin with some news. The family of Riley Strain is suing his fraternity as well as some of his friends, Riley's friends, in his death last year, about 1 year ago. 22-year-old Riley is from Springfield. He was highly intoxicated when he drowned in the Cumberland River in Nashville in March of last year. The University of Missouri student was with some of the members of his fraternity at a bar when he was asked to leave for being too drunk. He left by himself and disappeared, only to be found in the river days later. Nearly 20 families are without a home right now after fire badly damaged their apartment building in Kimberling City. And authorities believe that fire was intentionally set at the Oak Apartments on State Highway 13. Fortunately, there were no injuries. Everyone did escape safely. But again, those families are displaced. Police think they know who started the fire, but at least at last check, they had not yet made an arrest. Charges are likely. Heads up on the roads this week. Starting today, Lone Pine is closed between Barton and Galloway streets and will be closed for about 2 weeks. Road crews are putting in a roundabout at the intersection. It's all part of a project that is also putting in a roundabout at the nearby intersection of Galloway and Luster. That intersection is also closed. There's troubling new reports on the dangers of marijuana and people who are driving under the influence. The study shows nearly 85% of marijuana users drive within 8 hours of using cannabis, and more than half of them, 53% of them, got behind the wheel within 1 hour of using. This comes as marijuana is a lot more accessible than ever, as 24 states, including here in Missouri, have legalized recreational pot. Making matters worse, there is no standard method for police to test for impairment while driving from marijuana specifically. Greene County is spending $25 million on renovations to the Circuit Court building on Boonville. Perhaps you've seen the construction underway. Right now, crews are constructing a new building that will have a secure entrance into the Circuit Court. In addition to renovations to the court building, renovations are also taking place at the County Administration Building and at the historic courthouse. The project should be completed in 2027, so it's going to take some time. This is interesting. Buc-ee's is suing a second Ozarks business, claiming trademark infringement. This time, the business on the receiving end of the lawsuit is Barkeys, not Buc-ee's, but Barkeys, the dog park and coffee shop in Marshfield. Barkeys owner says it's a parody name and claims that it is legal. Buc-ee's opened its first Missouri store in Springfield in 2023 and has previously filed a lawsuit against another business over trademark infringement, Ducky's Liquor Store. Remember Ducky's? They got sued down in Kimberling City. That case is still in court. Well, congratulations on a big move to Springfield native and former Drury women's basketball coach Molly Miller. Did you see this? She just won the head coaching job at Arizona State. Congratulations to her. She's leaving the same position at Grand Canyon University, which is also in Arizona, after turning around that program and making it to the NCAA tournament. Grand Canyon also won 30 games in a row this season. Miller also had great success at Drury, her alma mater. They were 32-0 during the COVID year, but did not get the chance to play for a national championship because of COVID. Ozarks Greenways has a new leader. Ben Tegler has been named executive director of the nonprofit that advocates for the local trail system. He comes from the city of Springfield's Department of Economic Vitality. He is the third person to hold the executive director job at Ozarks Greenways in 9 months' time. So for whatever reason, quite a bit of turnover there, but hopefully he can get it back on the right track, I guess. I don't know. I love the trail system, and I'm always up for expanding it, just for the record. Thank you so much for tuning in. I so appreciate your viewership, your listenership, depending on where you're watching or listening to this podcast. Again, my better half will be back tomorrow, and I do hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. You are waking up on this beautiful Monday with temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s, so above freezing, but still a little bit chilly out there this morning. I think you'll want a jacket definitely early on. High temperatures today should land just below the 70-degree point, so we'll be in the upper 60s today. Overall, we're talking about nice weather conditions today, and the winds, while they won't be quite as strong as they have been, it will still be a breezy day in the Ozarks, and yet another day with those elevated fire weather conditions with really low relative humidity. You might notice your hands a little bit dry, the lips are feeling chapped, or the eyes are feeling dry. Low relative humidity can do that. And we've now had day after day after day with this low relative humidity. So I think today will be no exception with the high fire danger. It will be dry and close to normal as we head to the middle of the work week. Numbers will come down a little bit, but we're starting off the new work week here very warm. High temperatures today. I have 69 for the high temperature in Springfield. Tomorrow, it's going to be 73 degrees. It'll be nice and warm through Wednesday, near 70 on Wednesday too. I've even got these mild conditions continuing in the 70s through Thursday, but by the end of the week, we might be dealing with some rain and thunderstorm activity. The national weather map today looks pretty quiet for our part of the country. We may have a little bit of cloud cover develop late this afternoon. Some sprinkles will be possible with that, but most of the activity is off along the Gulf Coast as well as much of the East Coast, seeing some rain and storm activity today. In fact, a few folks expecting some severe storms as we head into the afternoon. Not here in the Ozarks, though, thankfully. We have just a small chance for some sprinkles. I mean, a couple of showers might fall out of some cloud cover that develops this afternoon. I think the best chance for that would be sometime between lunch and before the evening drive around 4 p.m. It's not going to be a lot. Even if we do see some rainfall, I'm expecting just sprinkles, if that. Elevated fire weather in the forecast then through tomorrow. So it's another week where we're talking about these high fire danger headlines with low relative humidity, as well as winds gusting to 20 miles an hour today. Now, we will see that elevated fire weather risk for both southwest Missouri and northern Arkansas, as well as southeastern Kansas. And then tomorrow, I think the risk goes up a little bit. The winds will be out of the northwest tomorrow and a little bit stronger on Tuesday versus what we see today. But once again, we've got the really low relative humidity. And with the dry ground, it's just a bad combination. Burning, again, not a good idea this week either. The next storm system that appears to bring us a good chance for some downpours is going to come late this week, probably beginning sometime on Thursday, and then maybe lasting through the weekend forecast. I see at least some potential for rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday of this weekend. It's still several days away. Just know that it looks a bit more unsettled in my second half of the 7-day forecast versus the first. When I look at the long range charts, however, things are looking very warm. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center, as well as the Climate Prediction Center, saying that we may have a much warmer end to the month of March and beginning of April. Normal temperatures, I think we'll see above normal temperatures in that extended forecast, maybe by 5 to 10 degrees, which is kind of following suit with how things have been so far this month. We've seen a lot of warm days in the forecast, and the end of March may hold the same, above average temperatures for many days. All right. Around the country, what's making headlines? I told you about the severe weather threat, and there's also a threat for some heavy rain for portions of the Mid-South today. Of crossing several states as a powerful cold front sweeps to the southeast across the country. We also have wet weather in store for the Pacific Northwest today. They have had a very active few months, but I see a drying trend in that forecast as we look out at the extended charts. So this may be kind of the last round of rain that they have to look forward to for the next couple of weeks. Then we've got above normal temperatures for much of the west and central U.S. as we head into the middle of the work week. So we will see some very warm numbers for the western half of the country, and we may see some of that warmth here in the Ozarks as well. However, I don't think we're going to set records. We're just talking low 70s for several days, with today getting close to 70 degrees, but I think we'll be left at 69 degrees here in Springfield. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And I've been on an animal kick, and you'll see that is no different this week. The question that I led for you last week: which animal has the longest tail relative to its body? So not just outright the longest tail, but longest tail relative to body. And the options were A, a grass lizard, B, a clouded leopard, C, a long-tailed macaw, or D, a snow leopard. And even though it's in the name, the long-tailed macaw, that is not the correct answer. It is actually a grass lizard. In proportion to their body size, grass lizards have the longest tail of any known living animal, with tails that are either 2 or 3 times the length of their torso. They are remarkably long. They serve various purposes for the grass lizard, balance being one of them, and camouflage also being one of them. So kind of interesting. Other notable examples of animals with super long tails do include both the leopards that were on my list, the snow leopard and the clouded leopard. Spider monkeys also have incredibly long tails, as well as ring-tailed lemurs. So if you had a guess that wasn't on my list, those would have been nice choices too. All right, here's your next weird animal question for tomorrow. Which animal can taste with their feet? Do you think it's A, an anteater, B, a butterfly, C, a koala, or D, an orangutan? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. I hope everybody has a fantastic Monday in the Ozarks. I sure appreciate you starting your week with me here, and I am appreciative of our sponsors too: John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Have a great day, everybody. I don't think we see much in the way of rain today, but fire danger is high. High temperature in Springfield of 69 degrees, partial sunshine, and it's going to be a nice day. Really a nice week overall. So I hope you have a fantastic start to the week, and we'll chat again early Tuesday morning.